Rob. This video, I'm going to bring it to you one day early because a lot of people have been excited about it. So I decided to surprise everyone tonight, do it one day early. March to the King continues, baby. Godzilla 1985, starring Raymond Burr. For those of you who know him, most of you probably don't. That's okay. Let's review it. Okay, guys, welcome back. So we are officially, well, unofficially, depending on how you look at it, in the Heisei series of the Godzilla March of the King series. And we're going to start with Godzilla 1985, or Godzilla 1984, or Godzilla Returns, however way you want to look at it. Now, the copy I have is 1985 original English version, which was basically burned onto DVD from VHS. 84 version, I know it's on Blu-ray in Japanese. I'm hoping to find a copy when I go to G-Fest, because I definitely want to get that on Blu-ray. But this was, I think, this is probably, for me personally, the best Godzilla movie out of all of them. This one is probably the best for me, personally. I know a lot of people like to stick with the 54 and this and that, but this is very similar to 54. It's dark. It's got a very, very dark tone. He's very destructive in this one. I love the way he looks. Even with the ears. I can deal with the elf ears. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's got ears. I can live with that. He looks so badass in this movie. And that scene where he reaches a harbor and he just blows out everybody. Oh. So, I mean, look, that's just sheer excitement. I mean, this movie for me, it's amazing that it didn't do as well as you would think, considering how good it is. And we all know that the Japanese version, obviously, is very different from the English version. I think in the Japanese version, for example, the Russian guy is trying to prevent a missile from being launched, where in the American version, they're portraying him as actually wanting to launch the missile. Look, the movie is so... I mean, I could sit here and it's even hard to review because I'm such a fan of this personal movie that when I start talking about it, I get excited. And you know, the scenes that happen, and when he's running through the city, when there's people running and he sees foot right above them, you know, the whole, these little machines coming with the laser beams, which was so freaking cool at that time. Like, I remember seeing that, I'm like, holy shit, laser beams. And and then, you know, the Super X comes out and the Super X starts kicking his ass, knocks him out. He gets up, he kicked the Super X's ass, knocks the building on top. I mean, have I even mentioned any humans yet? I have not. Who gives a shit? So, yeah, you know, so there's this guy, like, he's got this thing that makes, like, bird waves and leads Godzilla into a volcano, which we all know, just a mere 5-6 years later, he busts out anyway. But, look, Godzilla 1985 is such a good movie. I mean, I thought the costume design was just tremendous, and the fact that they had a large-scale animatronic to also use in some of the scenes was phenomenal. You know, the American implementation was to try and help the American audience. Raymond Burr at that time, for those of you who are old enough to remember Raymond Burr, I know there's a lot of young guys who watch Godzilla now, and a lot of young guys are subscribed to the channel, but Raymond Burr was a phenomenal actor during his time, Mr. Perry Mason himself. So at that time, he was there to kind of pick up the story. He was there to help the audience relate to Godzilla for those who were not hardcore Godzilla fans. And look, he did a stellar job. I mean, he had a very small part. He did a stellar job. I mean, he obviously does his job to convey Godzilla as an act or a force of nature. You cannot stop him. Bullets, missiles, rockets, it doesn't matter. None of it works. And he tries to explain this to the United States. The United States and Russia are trying to obviously force almost, or convince, but to me it looked like they were trying to force him, the Prime Minister to nuke Godzilla. And he knows. You see it all over his face. He's like, yeah, it ain't gonna work, these dumb fucks. It ain't gonna work. And it's like, yeah, you know, that's the message. You want to nuke something that's already been created by nukes. You know, I don't have to say much about this movie. It is my favorite Godzilla movie of all time. It is my favorite. Every time I watch it, I get very excited. I'm so pumped to get it on Blu-ray at some point because the quality of my copy is very bad. But it doesn't matter. I enjoy it every time I watch it. You know, the storyline is fairly simple. It's not difficult. Godzilla's returning. Everybody's on high alert. Everybody's scared shit. This very, very popular, not popular, but this very clever scientist and his little group of the reporter and his Ken and his sister figure out a way to lure Godzilla out of the city and make him not fall to his death, but because they know he's not going to die, but at least trap him. You know, and there's some areas in the movie where they try to get a little emotional about Godzilla. You know, like he says, you know, I'm just trying to send him home. Or Raymond Burr's like, we need to figure out where he's from or what he wants. We need to figure out what he's looking for. Maybe even communicate with him. I mean, they give a little bit more life to him than any other movie that I've seen. I mean, obviously, a lot of the 70 movies, it wasn't about that. It was about Godzilla, yay, and he's waving and doing dances. With this one, there is a lesson to be learned, obviously, with the whole human meddling. And but it's funny, like, at the end, you see them crying, because it's almost like you realize at the end of this movie that, yes, he's a destructive monster. He's caused a lot of deaths, but it's not his fault. He's not to blame. We are. We're the one who put him in this world. We're the one who unleashed him. He would have never existed if we didn't meddle in things we shouldn't be meddling in. And he is teaching us a lesson. So it made perfect sense that they were emotional at the end of the movie when he went down the pit, because Godzilla just is. He didn't get up one day and say, you know what, I just want to start killing people and destroying cities because I'm evil. He was born. He's a creature in this world who has no home, right? He doesn't have a place to stay. You know, he just is. We created him. So you do feel a sense of sorrow for the animal because it's really not his fault. Destroying the city and this and that, it's not his fault. Where is he going to go? What's he going to do? What's his purpose except to do just that? That's all he knows. So, and I think that's what I picked up from the ending when I see it is there's tears there because people realize, I mean, at least in the movie for that matter, that, you know, this monster that came out and destroyed the city is just a monster that was created by us. He's got nowhere to go. He doesn't know any better. That's what I think I'm trying to say. He doesn't know any better. It's not his fault. So, but you know, look, Godzilla 1985, one of, like I said, my favorite top Godzilla movie of all time. I know there's a lot of people out there loyal to 1954, and that's all fine and well. We're all entitled to our opinion. But 1985, bar none, is my favorite one of all 28 movies, or if you want to say 29 and count 1998. Some people don't. You kind of have to. It has the title, so you got to live with it. But 85 to me, bar none, is the best one. Best one. So anyway, guys, that's it for this March to the King. And next week, we're going to do a Godzilla versus Biollante. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Hey, guys. Welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host, Rob. This video, I'm going to bring it to you one day early because a lot of people have been excited about it. So I decided to surprise everyone tonight, do it one day early. March to the King continues, baby. Godzilla 1985. Starring Raymond Burr. For those of you who know him, most of you probably don't. That's okay. Let's review it. Okay, guys, welcome back. So we are officially, well, unofficially, depending on how you look at it, in the Heisei series of the Godzilla March of the King series. And we're going to start with Godzilla 1985, or